buddy.
It's great on
It's
the table.
going live. We got to
Is
see if
it?
we got audio here. This one, got to wait for the magic to happen, make sure we have audio. But this is live vlog Thursday. Yep. All right, we have it. Got to wait for the magic to happen, make sure we have audio. But this is live vlog Thursday. So now, how do I find my video? So what's our title, Steve?
I passed the test, but I don't know what the letters mean.
And we say that because we don't.
It's an actual quote from Steve.
Yeah.
It's an actual quote. We're trying to come up with something, and we're like, "What does this mean?" And Steve's like, "That." So
No, you go to
The
BGP, and I'm like, what does BGP mean? And Tom says, how do you not know that? I don't know letters.
Yeah.
Like, he understands how it works. He knows what it does. He just doesn't know what it means.
doesn't know the letters for it. So I am trying to get the chat pulled up because YouTube decided to hide it on me here, and I don't know why. So I'm trying to get that so we can answer questions if people have any. I am trying to get the chat pulled up.
If the question comes up as to
Oh,
why
there it
I'm
is.
here, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. There we go. Chat is now pulled up. All right. So welcome to Vlog Thursday, the real 72. And we learned, as no one told us during it, maybe they did. Marvin was the one reading the chat, not me, so I can blame him completely and totally. And he's not
He's
here.
not here to defend himself.
He's not here to defend himself. Also, when you own the company, you may blame others because that's how it works occasionally. I work for a guy like that. He started it out, look, I'm going to blame you from some stuff. When I first started him, he goes, it's best just not to argue with me. I might apologize later, but that's not likely either. I said, all right. I work for, he was a construction guy.
Apologizing means you're wrong.
Apologize, yeah. He didn't know what he's wrong. He just always blame you for things as I work here. Just get used to that. And I looked at other people that worked with him, like, that's how he is. So we first started out with the BGP hijacked the
No, the KGB.
The KGB. Did the KGB hijack Cloudflare's BGP? I just tweeted that. Well, I tweeted something different, but I tweeted the hack itself, if it's really a hack or if it's just stupidity. I'm going to lie a lot more on the side of stupidity. So, yeah, Marvin became 2. That's what someone says here. So, all right. You want to quiz these guys? Yes. Stackhouse?
Nope.
Have at it. Ask these guys questions. I don't have any control over them at all.
Well, that's going to be a disaster.
It's going to be a disaster. He's just here so he doesn't get fined.
Yeah.
That's generally Steve's response to things.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's actually why I picked this up. My hands felt weird. I'm not even thirsty. I just wanted.
I just needed a thing in my hands.
Mhm.
And What's Scuzzy? Oh, yeah, this is a fun quiz. What does Scuzzy stand for? It was
I don't know. S.
prior to their birth.
He has to spell Scuzzy first.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it stands
We
for.
have a giant Scuzzy cable just on the other side of the camera attached to
Cereal. I'm sure one of those S's is cereal.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
the C means connector.
Well, that's my cue.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, Kyle.
There's only a few of us here today because everyone else is actually working. So Kyle's got to answer the phones. And so that's going to happen occasionally. That's part of being live. That makes it fun. We can't just pause the video. That being said, we were trying to come up with what the topics for today, and the carpet incident is the first one we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So
it didn't look bad. They were doing a good job putting it down.
They were good doing so the big job, which I have to go do another video and follow up on. One of the one that we're doing, the one I've done like a couple of videos for because the place isn't open yet. Apparently there's something wrong with the carpet now, and it's the wrong carpet, and they don't want to replace it, and they started putting the wrong carpet down. So now everything's in our way again. So it's like we didn't expect carpet to cause the issues that it caused, but now that is now our delay. So
they put down the wrong carpet and don't want to like tear it up and replace it. Like, well, we already put it down. Don't put down the wrong carpet. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's always those little things like that. That's just always small computer system interface. I would hire a tech that knows what it is, but doesn't know what it means any day. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Joe. Is even if you don't know what it is,
Google.
Look, any real tech knows the secret is we're all imposters. We just Google everything. We really don't know. Nobody really knows.
I mean, I can look right at the connector. I know how it interfaces. I can set it up.
So much of our
I don't know
day
what it means.
is just spent, between Stack Exchange and I don't know. I think I got 2 links from Kyle yesterday about Stack Exchange, or was that today?
No, one was today.
Almost today. I mean, literally, that's what most technicians are doing. We spend our time either Googling
That's
it
what makes
or
us
Stack
so
Exchange.
good at our job. We're just really good at Google.
I
gotta
do it
have
at
some
clients
Google too.
sometimes.
Like, you know what the test should be? Not just set down a problem in front of people when you hire them. It should be you give them Google and you give them the problem and how quick can they solve it. I don't want to know what they know. I want to know their ability to figure it out, because that's the more important thing, because you're going to run into problems that you don't have the answer to. And being able to solve that problem with Google is an important piece of that.
And other people, like one of my classes, he used to say you could use Google. So I asked the guy next to me, he's like, well, you can't do that. But your logic was that you would never really be in a situation that you couldn't potentially go online and look it up. How would I not be in a situation that I can't like phone a friend or something, or somebody else who works with this system?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the entire premise of school to some extent is broken over this.
Because, a little bit.
When I was younger, you'll never have just a calculator in your pocket.
I
You've
love
seen
that.
the meme,
And every
but I'm
cell
like,
phone. Yeah.
And I was a nerd. There's a picture of me at 11 years old, which would have been in the 80s.
You had a watch, didn't you?
I did. I had the Casio watch, and I had a calculator in my pocket. I got a photo of me as a kid. And it's like, I always had a calculator in my pocket. What are you talking about? Like, I would be like, teacher. I mean, I'm like a little kid and a nerdy kid in the 80s going, teacher. I do have one now.
I guess I actually have one too. I've got one of those smartwatches. So
Yeah, smartwatch.
I have a calculator
Talks
on my
to
wrist
satellites
too.
and stuff.
It does.
Dude, this is a guy. He's watched talks to satellites. So, yeah, that's one of those things.
I don't know about that. It hardly even talks to my phone anymore.
Yeah, well,
It tries.
you should have got an Apple.
Uh,
Feeling prettier.
didn't Marv have to have his replaced once
Yeah,
already? Or
because
twice?
it randomly just cracked. He goes, I didn't hit it on anything. I just woke up one morning and it was cracked.
Yeah. He's like, it's cracked.
Maybe
So
the
they
battery
realize-
swelled up. I hear that's a problem with those.
Yeah.
They do that.
Yes and no. So here's the question someone had. Business question. If you are stumped by a client's problem, do you still charge them for the time not figuring out the issue? And I'm sure it has rarely ever happened to us. No, we come in sometimes, and first is I'm upfront with the client of I may not be able to solve this incredible mess you have created.
But you're paying me to be here and try.
You're going to pay me to be here and try. So we
If
also
if we already feel like it's going to be rough and there really might not be a fix, it's sometimes if you really are adamant that we try, I'm going to have to charge you for my time.
Yeah. We're lenient about it. I've had scenarios where I'm like, look, it took me 3 hours to do a thing that in hindsight, now that I know how it works, should only take 20 minutes should it ever happen again.
Yeah.
So,
but being upfront with them is because there's all the problems and then there's unknown. And
yeah.
like an unknown one we had that I dealt with yesterday was stupid. And I probably could have billed them more for this, but I only charged them a half hour because theoretically, it should only take me a couple minutes just to join a computer domain because the guy was stuck on it. And I thought it would. And I got stuck on it myself. And the reason why is their server had to be rebooted. Magically, it joined domain. Now, all the other computers would log on and off the domain perfectly fine, but adding a new one, no error messages to go off of, other than it couldn't join to the domain with a generic error that Googling it didn't solve.
Yeah.
I rebooted the server out of aggravation and it joined right away. We also had
how you're
double
supposed to start those jobs.
Yeah, did you try turning it off and on again?
Yes,
You
apparently I'm
actually
supposed to
have a
start it
shirt
that way.
that says that.
Yeah.
So I know. Oddly, I was probably wearing that shirt that day. Because I had the monkey shirt. Does it?
Yeah,
It does
yeah,
it on
it's
the
the
back,
monkey
yeah.
one.
It was the day I wore the monkey shirt. So because it was Tuesday, I did it. So.
Oh, one of the guys at another company saw that shirt and goes, normally I start with, did they plug it in first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the key with any of the clients is with engagement is, and I preach this all the time, is communication upfront. What are you doing? How are you doing it? And tell them about it. Because you get the phone calls. And I won't even go to an office that says crap like this. Or like, so I'll only pay you if you come out here and fix it. I'm like, then call someone else.
Yeah.
Because you want me to come out to your new office in an unknown environment. Screw you.
9 times out of 10, they have another, like, it's usually, well, I didn't solve your one issue, but I solved the 5 others that you didn't even know you had that were causing a lot of problems.
Yeah. We over the years, you just get some of those customers that think they can just bark demands at you.
Yeah.
Like, it's a competitive market. I got 6 guys on the line. I'll choose the one that gives me the best deal. No. I mean, when it
Go
comes
ahead.
to IT, you either
You pay
value
for it.
our services, value our knowledge, value our been in business for 15 years and having a good reputation, or you don't. And it's also one of those brand things I think about as a business owner of making sure your brand does not get tarnished by doing some half-ass work for half price and
Yeah.
things like that. We just, because
I mean,
we bid stuff and people are like, oh yeah, won't you do it for like half that? I'm like,
No.
no. I mean, I could buy some really crappy things and do it. Oh, well, you buy the crappy one, just don't give me a warranty. I'm like, no, I still don't want to, and it'll be a headache.
Because it still drags our name through the mud.
It just drags your name through the bug, and I was like, ugh. So it happens. Here is a fun one. Customer, we now have to perform a license key audit. Oh, those are, that happens a lot.
We've had that where we've had a few customers that we've acquired from an old IT guy. Like they weren't happy with their old IT guy, and we looked. Your Microsoft server isn't even officially activated. I'm like, I don't know what to do. You have 20 workstations. I'm sure some of them are activated, but
All the workstations are.
that's good.
License auditing is such a
They
headache.
bought the workstations themselves.
Yeah, well, they provided them.
Yeah, well, there's
Well,
so many
they
IT
bought
people just do really, really poor jobs on licensing, or they try to make a few dollars by hacking things.
Here's a free copy of Office.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Don't ask where it came from.
Yeah.
It's just those are always headaches. Someone said about printer MSP. Over the years,
You just get a new printer if it stops working.
what we've done, and we've thought about that, but we haven't really seen a big market demand for it because the race to the bottom in this area, because there's so many of the printer companies, the cheapest deals, and generally the printers have gotten the commercial ones, not the craptastic printers. I don't want that as a headache. We work with some companies locally here that handle printer services, like, hey, we need a new big giant copier that produces this much. We have a company that we refer to a lot, and they refer business back to us. So the relationship is they do the full service contract on the printer. They're tech savvy and smart, so they generally don't throw things back at us that are a problem.
And they set it up right.
They set it up.
Yeah,
right,
you should really install the printer on the server and then just share it out of there. Should you have to come swap that machine out for any reason, everybody's life is easier.
Yep. And so occasionally we might have to, somebody gets a new computer. We'll install it on the new computer, or we'll link it to the server. But for the most part.
There was the one time, I think it was a Canon rep I got into it with. He argued the line was bad. I hooked my laptop up to the line and did a file transfer. I could get pings consistently. It worked perfectly fine. You plug it back into, because it's one of the large format ones and it has a computer hooked up to it. You hook it back into the computer they provide with it. It starts freaking out. So like, well, it was a line issue. We replaced the line and that worked. I go, the line worked fine on everything else it was hooked up to, just not your computer. I don't know that that's a line issue.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's I don't want to really get involved as much in a printer service,
especially not the home printers. We start those calls with, "Can you help me set up my printer? Is it wireless? Yes. No.
Plug it in.
Plug it in.
Plug it in.
Our actual, what we've told everybody that asks us to set up a wireless printer is, I will get it working when I'm there.
Yeah.
The minute I walk out that door, I make no promises because Windows doesn't update. Your
the biggest thing is your internet goes out for 5 minutes. You call Comcast, schedule an appointment. They just come out, swap the modem, don't reconnect everything. And if you're using their Wi-Fi, your printer doesn't work. We actually had a nice little old lady that she was asking me about it, and I go, well, I go, who do you have? She goes, wow. I go, have they been out recently? She goes, yeah, like a week ago. And the printer stopped at the same time, didn't it? Now that you say that, yes. I go, they just never reconnected it to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. We get a lot of calls because of the high density of users and the fact that we do some retail work. So printers are like the number one phone call thing. We just have less issues with the businesses because the businesses, one of the companies we've worked with a lot has been a company called Sterling Office Systems. Are really nice. They just took care of it. They're easy to talk to. The sales rep is very knowledgeable. And I'm like, hey, Jeff, I got a guy who needs a printer or whatever. They set it up and then they handle the contract side of it. And because of the relationship, they flip work to us. And we get acquired customers that same way.
And so they've never made me carry a printer up a flight of stairs.
They've never made you carry a printer up a flight of stairs. Like, what's his name? What is that guy's name?
Marty.
Oh, my God.
I had to carry a corporate printer and watching the office.
The other two 80-year-old guys that were there clearly weren't doing it.
All three guys trying to move it, all in their 50 or older.
Oh, man.
And I'm watching them. I'm like, somebody's going to die today.
Someone's going to die. Yeah, they thought they just carry it up the stairs.
Because there's no elevator.
There's a couple printer companies that we work with, and I won't say Marty's last name. We'll just say that it.
He's a nice guy.
He's
a great salesman.
Yeah.
Will help you out 100% of the way.
Planning.
Yeah. Nobody thought, how do we get this new one up there? And they dropped the old one in the lobby, and the staples that were in it and the toner were just all over the floor.
Yeah. How to overcome Wi-Fi in a steel building like a factory. That's real easy. You put more in. You keep putting it in until it works. You put
At that point, you
lots of
just run
unifies.
wires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we
You put
actually
so much Wi-Fi in there, you can kind of feel it, like it's palpable.
We
Yeah.
actually have a building like that where you can't tone out any lines because if you touch anything that's metal in the building, you just get radio signals on your tools. And a few of the employees actually complained they thought they were just going crazy hearing radio signals. I go, no, the building's a giant antenna.
They're too close to a radio tower and it just picks it up really, really well. It's amazing. It's somehow the radio station is aligned with the shape of their building or something.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear radio on any line we touch.
Any piece of metal, even. Like I touched a frame to the building and just went like that. Perfect radio.
Yeah. But nonetheless, the other side of that is if you put in a lot of unifies, they're reasonably priced, they're inexpensive. And in factories, we actually will use some of the outdoor unifies to mount inside the building because we know they're going to get oily and dirty because we're in the manufacturing zone here in Detroit. So it's not been a problem. You have to put more of them in. So also a side note to that, you don't necessarily, and this is kind of a planning thing, you don't necessarily want the long range ones in that case. If you plan to do a higher density one, if you get the long range, you either scale the power down or you buy the normal range ones and put more of them in, because if the signals cross over each other too much, it actually can create the wireless will fight with itself a little bit. So Unify's actually got some planning tools on their website, and they talk about some of the wireless design of don't just buy a bunch of them and stick them next to each other type things.
Yeah, the long range ones are actually getting a bit harder to find too. Like the non-long range, almost all of them are now.
And the Unifies are definitely they scale easily. It's easy to change the settings on there. I got to do a follow-up video because we did some updating for stadium Wi-Fi we did at Detroit City FC, and their game against Germany didn't go the way they planned, I think, but their Wi-Fi were great. So even though the game did not have the expected outcome, the Wi-Fi was great. The revolution was televised, and everything stayed up and running. So that is all kinds of fun stuff. So what else were we going to talk about? We had the carpet. We had that because I got to leave in just a little bit. The free PBX, the Ring Central thing. I posted a video about that. Ring Central. I'm not going to badmouth them. And I said I did the video, and I have the other video with Chris. I'll probably have finished by tomorrow. The thing that comes down to is we had very few issues as Ring Central as a company, but the exit from Ring Central was awful, and the tweet stream of awful has been deleted now by Ring Central. They deleted all their tweets, so that's too bad. Whatever.
They were dismissive of it because they're like, well, you're no longer on our service, and they were dismissive of the issue. And
essentially, it's your problem. We're not going to help you.
I got to admit, and a couple people are commenting, and I don't think these guys watched it, but I tried watching that video of Linus Tech Tips trying to set up the Unify. It was painful. It was a whole lot of nothing video. I just think they're like, I feel bad whoever edited that. They're like, put all this footage together. They're like, but you guys didn't really accomplish anything.
Was it just like standard Unify controller on like a
no,
computer?
He tried to do like a 5,000 feet away site to site. And he didn't show any of the software. Like whatever they did, they had no...
did it work?
Yeah, it did eventually.
I mean,
in the last
excluding user error, did the devices work? That's what I want to know. Because we don't have a long flat area I want to do like one that far. We need boats.
We need some boats, and you get on top of some buildings and things like that. So
we're gonna get the boats on top of the buildings.
We'll get. Well, we're not.
Could we beam Wi-Fi to Canada?
Yes.
Yeah. Why not?
Steve's like, I volunteer the Canada.
I want to be on the Canada side. I'm not coming back.
Just
live there now.
I'll just beam it across. We're beaming it to an island. So we've done a video on that. That's in there. Maybe I can do some follow-up videos on these because that's been 2 years now, and that's working
just
great.
Under halfway.
It's halfway.
40%, I think.
Get the barge. Yes. We'll go float on a barge.
Dude, where's my barge?
That happened.
That did.
No, I agree with someone said Linus is a great guy. I like Linus's channel. He's got a lot of really good. I really like his Tech Quickie series and things like that. There's a weird thing a lot of people think is there's some type of competition. It's funny because we're more vocal about like me and Chris from Crosstalk and Willie of how we're all friends. We're like there is no competitiveness. Hell, there's like an hour apart, and it is absolute coincidence because it's not like I talk to Chris really every day, but I think there's an hour apart that me and Chris release the same video. And by the way, there's editing time and everything else, so there's not a way we know we did the same thing.
Better?
I ain't saying.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. Find it. Anyway, I got more views.
Okay.
It's not competitive though.
He's throwing
It's
down
not-
the gauntlet.
It's not competitive.
though.
But there is a metric for it to be competitive.
There's a metric for those that care.
I'm competitive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm really not. That's a weird thing.
Tom also has more friends than you.
A lot.
I have 25,000. that
Those
follow
two
me.
might be related.
Do I listen to motivational people? I am really motivated, so I don't really listen to motivated people. I listen to, and maybe I'll make a list. I actually have, if you bother looking at thomaslawrence.com, a list of books and podcasts I've read and listened to, and I got to update that to more of them that I've completed. I'm not really into the hyped up motivational speaker people. They're not my thing.
They get me excited at least. Like I want to just the synergy. They're really excited about something. I want to know what they're excited about.
Yeah, they are, and there's people like that. I mean, there's a lot of, and I'm just gonna flat out call them out of how they are. So there's a lot of people who like Gary Vee, but a majority of the people that I know that are hyped up Gary Vee, and neither one of them know who Gary Vee is.
I'm illiterate.
Yeah,
I pick things up and put them down.
Are the biggest people I know that like post his stuff all the time are the people that like want to leave their job but don't. They're the entrepreneurs. There's no other way to. I don't know another phrase for.
Did you say
entrepreneur?
entrepreneur?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yes, and they're
I want to
like
quit my
really-
job and
yeah.
self-thrive, but
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. I know the over the top thing, and it does work. It gets a lot of people excited, like Steve said, but it's not really my thing.
You're uniquely energetic yourself. Like he gets 3 hours of sleep a night sometimes. Then it's riding his bike, and I don't know where you find time to do all the things that you do. You learn an entire new thing over a weekend, and then you also did like 50 miles on your bike. So,
Yeah, I'm because I'm
Audiobooks.
motivated. I'm not
Yeah.
seeking out motivated things.
So you listen to a lot of informational podcasts,
Yes.
but not motivational.
Yes. I was just actually talking to Kyle this morning. I caught up and listened to all of John Green's podcasts, and one of them twice. That is the Anthropocene Review. And I was like, I love this podcast. This is so wonderful. So those are something I can tell you. The recent one I got to add to my list that I was like, Hello Internet, CGP. Read it. Yeah, it's just great.
Pepper or the canned
No,
Dr.
like the drink.
Pepper.
Dr.
Someone
Pepper.
says cocaine has motivational capabilities.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Steve does have a water bottle around here that says PCT on it.
Gallon of PCP. If you've ever seen Whitest Kids, you know. A whole gallon.
A whole
Yeah.
gallon. Yeah.
Didn't know they made it in liquid form. Science.
Science.
Plus the 12-year-olds that are here, when we used to be called PC pickup, we'd have to sign things or write things down, and we get to the PCP, laugh a little bit, and then finish the word pickup.
So there's all of that. So that's always fun stuff. Someone did ask about hot sauce
What about hot
combinations.
sauce? We love hot sauce.
We love hot
Yeah.
sauces. I don't know. We got to do another hot sauce video in general because we have just a pile of sauces over
And
there.
everybody's different. Like Kyle likes to mix hot sauce and hot sauce. I like mustard and other
Yeah.
sauces.
I was a
But-
big fan. If you've tried the Dirty Dicks and the Gator Hammock, which I think we've done both,
If you mix Dirty Dicks and Gator Hammock, it is a great thing.
it is really good.
I mean, there's nothing quite like a mouthful of Dirty Dicks and Gator Hammock.
and you can get these things in our Amazon store.
Yeah. Always thinking
why
about
I'm
the
here.
promotions.
Plus, you
That's
can
why it's
also
here.
you can mix the words together and you can start naming it fun things too.
Yes.
Dirty Gator Hammocks.
That's
So
not what I called it.
Yeah.
it could be construed as not safe for work,
Maybe.
but that's all right. We probably need to do another video on that because actually that's something we have kind of fun. It's kind of a fun office thing we do. So sit down.
We still have hot sauce every day. We just haven't done videos on it because we found the hot sauces we like, and until we get new ones.
Yeah, until something new randomly.
Send
arrives
new
on the
ones.
mail.
Yeah.
Send us something we haven't heard of. But please know, look through our hot sauce videos. We've heard of a lot of things. We have a lot of things. We still don't know who sent us, but we're halfway through all the powders.
I love
are
the powders.
The
I
powders
just put
have
them
been
on some
wonderful.
pizza today. They're amazing.
You sprinkle them on and they kind of get like an aerosol form and just screw up the whole area.
Yeah, they're so finely
They
crushed that
Yeah.
they'd be great to weaponize, by the way.
They do actually.
Oh, yeah.
Pepper balls.
Mhm.
They're like paintballs with.
That's essentially what
in
this
it.
is.
Yeah.
The mesh video. Yes, we need to do that.
Oh yeah, I gotta get the Jeep.
We got to get the Jeep. We got to get some vehicles.
You guys
Someone
never did
said,
that?
and I don't know
Huh?
what,
guys
I guess
never
maybe
made
I
a
should
video?
search for it. I should probably look so I can search for it. But someone said there's actually some 12-volt PoE adapters that would run those. Someone said there was in the
Okay.
last time. And
Oh, the Jeep has a plug. Marv's car has a plug. I figure if we put one over there and then another one on the side street, can we get Wi-Fi to the 7-Eleven?
can we get Wi-Fi to 7-Eleven down the street from us?
That's
Look at our building. Look at the
small distance. I feel
7-Eleven.
like you
Look
could
at our map of where the
be more
building
ambitious.
is. That would be
Yeah.
a fun project.
Yeah.
Can we have 7-Eleven Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
I'm all for this. You know what I could do? I could bring my riding lawnmower. It's got 12-volt battery, and we can hook a thing hooked up to it, and then
Yeah.
so have my riding lawnmower be a Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yeah.
I wonder, could you just take 12 volts right into the Wi-Fi text?
Can I just? I'll have one of my scooters be a Wi-Fi hotspot. We'll put a mast on it with a thing
Yeah.
and a battery.
Yeah.
There we go. You guys are helping us daydream this up. So mobile LAN party. There we go. That's definitely a project. So what are they? 12 volt or 24 volt? They're 24.
Well, they're 24.
Yeah, the unifiers are 24. So we'll figure that out. You don't get why people use Ubiquiti stuff. Because it's awesome. That's why
It just
It works.
It's because it's awesome.
So it's like that was Mac's whole like sales thing for a while. It just works.
Yeah. It is kind of like the Mac of the networking world because
They
it
have the
just
Mac people.
works.
Well, they are some ex-Apple
I know,
engineers.
I'm
so
aware.
you're not exactly far off the base here. We have a
And
lot
now they make
of-
that invisible one,
They make an invisible one.
the camo one.
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, they got skins for them.
They have
Mhm.
skins and camouflage because that's what the world needs.
Yeah.
It's like Cisco. Cisco's I don't know. They are right. Like they don't make a bad product, and they're one of those companies that probably are full of people who read motivated salespeople
That
because
don't want to be there anymore.
They're
Is that
great
what
for
you're saying?
companies that just want to keep. And I had a friend who worked for a company like that. They only use the Cisco Meraki stuff.
Yep.
And they marked up heavily the licensing for it. So
Their products work.
you never actually own your Wi-Fi. You're always just renting it.
Yeah. We're not denying their products work, but you pay quite a bit for Cisco to take care of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have to know how to do it yourself, why wouldn't you?
Well, and it goes a step further than that too. And they have entire like the channel partner sales teams and stuff like that. So they really have an entire highly motivated campaigning and everything else to just hammer down that.
Well, and they actually, I know they used to do like discounts and that for companies based on how many people had certifications. Of course, you got to keep retaking the certification every few years.
So I don't know how that discount really helps if you're paying for all of your employees.
Well, if you don't pay for the employee to do it, or depending on the size of your company, it adds up pretty quick. If you got to order 100 switches.
Yeah, and I got an email from another company. They're not using Cisco, another company, but they're a small school, and they're like, this licensing fees are just so much. And as they announce increases in licensing fees, the people are like, this is just, and that's part of the problem. You're locked in. And I don't like any company that turns your device into a brick if you don't pay a license fee.
Yeah.
That just seems a little bit excessive.
I don't mind it. I'm paying for firmware updates.
Right,
I'm paying for you to actively change things on it. But no, we've just decided this is our Wi-Fi password, or we want to be able to change it ourselves. And the device, what happens if the device is, older and doesn't get newer firmware updates? And why am I paying you?
Yeah. So there's just some of those little issues with them. That's life. The nice thing too about the Unify is that as a MSP, it gives us easy visibility with a self-hosted dashboard into all of our clients, and that is worth a lot. The way that works, it's very smooth, it's very easy to use. And I've not used like every platform out there, but a couple of ones I looked at, I'm going to say that Unify's done a good job of making it really concise, doing that.
And consistent across a lot of products.
Yes, very consistent with their camera systems or their Wi-Fi systems or any other platform. They have a nice consistent interface across that makes it really easy. So it's easy to jump back and forth between them, and so that works really well.
Mobile friendly too.
Yeah.
Mobile friendly. Oh yeah. When I was at the soccer game managing their Wi-Fi with it's all Unify set up, I just did it all from my phone. I brought my laptop in case there's something I really need to do, but being able to see all the stats in real time and everything that's going on with their network on my phone, just keeping an eye on it, it just made the job easier. Because clients are like this, and who's using this much bandwidth? And I can just, this person. How much bandwidth is this, node using right here?
I really like this
Yeah.
person's using a lot of bandwidth. Just kick them off.
Just kick them off. Like, just kick it off there.
They're not supposed to be streaming right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, were they streaming the soccer game that they could literally look up and watch?
I don't know. Well, people do that. It's like, why does somebody Snapchat story just 45 minutes of 10-second clips of a concert? People do that.
Yeah, we have a bunch of videos on the dashboard. Actually, we have a couple very in-depth ones as well. Some of the in-depth ones include like start to finish, from loading it to building out the network to setting it up. And we go through like the physical layer and the software layer with them. So there's several videos on that. So, and some updated videos based on like features they added. So they kept the interface the same over the last few years, but like I cover like some specifics of it. I have them and Willie has some too. So between the two of us, you can get a really good education on all the Unify things. And Willie went a step further because I've not done this. But he's done a couple of videos on how to install SSL certificates. So instead of having the self-signed certificate, you have not a Let's Encrypt one. I think you got to buy one. I don't know that they're doing Let's Encrypt yet. But the way to get around, if it really matters to you to have a dashboard with a Let's Encrypt certificate, is you just proxy it. If you proxy it through something like a Apache and set up a proxy with the Let's Encrypt auto renew, you can solve that problem as well. And because it only runs on a different port, there's very little configuration you got to do to set that up. I thought about doing a video on that. So yeah, some people like Juniper. I'm not a big fan of companies that have been busted for hard coding passwords inside their firewalls. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, that doesn't pass code review. I mean, ever. There's no circumstance.
But they made a bunch of that NSA money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to make that NSA money. Yeah. That's just kind of the silliness that we deal with. What are silliness? We haven't had much customer silliness lately.
No, it's been relatively.
Yeah. They've been quiet. There's nothing's on fire lately. So there's not been as much.
Oh, I mean, there is, yeah. And there is one place that and a lot of it was the support for the software they use. They changed the credit card provider.
Oh,
and they didn't check their notes. I didn't know. And so we were in a panic thinking, yeah, you have a version of credit card processing that's only supported up until what would have actually been the end of today. And so we were in a hurry to deploy an update for that. And then we found out like 20 minutes later, they don't use that anymore. After we went through and reset it up on the new computer.
Yeah.
Happens.
We did have
all kinds of fun things like that. Yeah, this is just, it's been a quiet week. This is, we've been winding down. We were actually shocked a job approved at one of our clients. That
notoriously doesn't approve.
That notoriously doesn't approve anything. Like,
you bandaged it. It's fine. It'll heal.
Yeah. As soon as you plug in the wire or whatever that broke, they're used to do that. That one, I'm shocked that they approved something that actually costs money to get stuff done.
Tom came back from the job after fixing it because something went out, and he goes, "I got it working. I think they should get a new switch. I'll give them a quote on that. But now that it's working, I doubt I'll hear anything back." And no, they approved.
Yeah.
So we're shocked at that. We're dumbfounded by that. So there actually hasn't been anything to complain about, which is almost boring. We don't mind boring. We've been fixing stuff and it's been getting approved, and we've been fixing stuff that's getting approved. So that's not a bad thing, really.
Yeah. We think another client got a GeoVision system from it might be the same guy who a previous client got one from, because they said the same thing. You call the guy's number on his card, says the line's disconnected, and he was supposed to come out and do training on it, and they leave at like 3. He calls them at like 2:30. Yeah, is it cool if I come out in 40 minutes? No, we go home at 3.
Yeah, we wanted to do, and the scheduling got changed, and I was unable to make it, but we were laughing because Corey had to go wire Sweet 420.
Yeah.
So we made every innuendo and joke. We're like, really? You got to go run some wire and twist it up for Sweet 420? Just when that ticket came through,
they were looking for old green Ethernet cable from another
do you
job.
need some green? We did that job a while back. We thought we still had a box of green Ethernet cable. Corey's like, I'm running green Ethernet cable for Sweet 420. So we had a lot of fun laughing at that. So we also been doing this is one of those things. Like, I wish I could film more of the projects. So some of the other projects we've been doing, we've been finishing one after another. We're doing a big wiring cleanup job for a school district. School's in session. It is not worth the number of rules and laws I would break bringing a camera into the school to film. Like, the school would not approve it undoubtedly. And if I got a student on film and some things like that, because I know people are asking more and more on-site videos.
That's actually that the other school district with all the cameras. That's the big reason why they have so many cameras, not the security of your children, so that when some crazy parent decides to sue, they can be like, no, your kid was running his mouth and punched that kid, and that kid just knocked him out.
Yeah. There's all that little stuff like there. The other, someone says, what do we do with all disposable cables? Recycling. We recycle a lot of crap.
We have an electronics recycler who takes it all.
Yep. We work with a local electronics recycler. He picks up all the scrap. We divide it up for him. We have a Gaylord out back, and we have a big black box out back that we stick things in.
Yeah. I got to grind the notch off it so he can move like a pallet or something in there.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
So we probably should go in and put some of that together. We'll maybe shoot a video on how we handle the recycling here. There is some to it. We've done our crusher videos. So for those of you know, we crush hard drives, a lot of them. So there's that. That happens still. So there's that.
That's when we crush them. If they're a laptop drive, if you throw them at the ground hard enough, you can hear them shaking like maracas.
I've been hitting them with my 25-pound weights that I have under the desk.
Super effective.
How did you guys go vegan? We didn't.
I didn't.
This guy's pretty carnivorous.
I
generally don't eat a lot of meat. I just nature of my diet. I'm not vegetarian, but my given choice is mostly to eat vegetables.
I try to exclusively eat meat.
He pretty much exclusively eats meat.
Now, see, Tom wouldn't eat meat. Tom doesn't care about meat. Tom said multiple times, these chicken nuggets are just a vehicle for the sauce that I want.
I look for things to put sauce on. And so that's mostly me. I don't understand where that question came from, but that's not our style really. So we do like that. If you didn't know, he's got a cayenne pepper kombucha.
It's not because I'm vegan. It's just because this tastes really good. It's got cayenne pepper in it.
If they were vegan, it would have said it at least 87 times by now.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We get so I'm kind of I'm an unethical vegan because I don't really care about all that. I just don't eat a lot of meat, so it's not.
Actually, you probably wouldn't eat any meat if it wasn't for us.
Yeah. Or my kids. My daughter's highly carnivorous, so when I buy food for her, if she says, "Dad, I want steak," I'll eat. Well, okay, you don't eat it all. So
it's really hard to cook a steak, smell the steak,
and not eat the steak because it's there. But when I'm not feeding them and they're just feeding themselves, they go out with their friends or whatever, then I'm like, I'll go grab broccoli. I'm perfectly fine just to eat a big pack of broccoli and vegetables.
When I was in Florida, I ate I think it's like the 25-ounce steak at Texas Roadhouse out of spite because my mom wouldn't take me to an Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, you can get that at home. There's not one around here for like 30 miles. So we end up at Texas Roadhouse, which exists 4 miles from our house.
Okay. Someone says the 7 layers of the iOS model are
OSI.
Oh, OSI.
Okay.
I thought
I'm already done there. I win.
The iOS model.
Yeah.
I thought they were on 9 or 10.
Yeah, it's on 7. It's on iOS 9 or something now.
Yeah. And like they stopped supporting the older ones just randomly.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. I get them all mixed up. It doesn't matter.
We've talked specifically about that. We know there are 7 layers. If you ever ask us what layer is it on, hold on, let me Google that for you. I don't know.
Look, the only thing that comes in 7 layers that I want is a cake. Yeah.
Bean dip. I don't like bean
burrito.
dip.
7-layer burrito's not bad. I'll eat that.
They still have one of the layers is always beans, though.
No, you don't like beans.
I don't. There's a vegetable.
Mm-hmm. There's a vegetable in it.
Yeah.
He's like, just substitute the meat with meat. I need a meat tornado.
Yeah. What's in this? Meat, rice, tortilla. These are acceptable things.
Yes.
Hot sauce. 3 types of meat, even better.
Yep.
Steak and ground beef.
Steak and
chicken.
Chicken. Mm. Well, all right. All this food talk. I have stuff to do, meetings to do, and all that other stuff.
Adulting.
Yeah. I don't like that word. But why do we keep like turning words into? We just put "ing" at the end of them as if they're a thing. I'm never going to be an adult. I'm never going to grow up.
No, that doesn't mean you're being an adult. It means you were
No.
doing adult-like things at that time.
No.
Yes.
You're going to acquire your children from school because they lack a way to get home. That
You
is
have to
literally
be the adult
you
in
are
this
the adult
situation.
in the
That's
scenario.
just me picking my kids up.
You could
You don't
not
see-
pick them up.
You don't see children going around picking their kids up. That's something adults do.
Well, I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah.
there was that TV show on MTV about it.
But
Yeah.
generally,
We are working on, I mentioned, and I think I got approved now for the Linux Foundation to be a sponsor. So we're going to start having ads in the channel, but not for Tunnel Bear.
somebody's already got
I
that
love
spot.
the uninstall for that though. Like, have you seen the uninstaller?
Yeah.
Removing bear fur, changing bear girlfriend's phone number, stuff like that. Like they put cool stuff in the installer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to skip talking about anything else now. Someone's talking about ketchup. We're too far off topic. So it's time
It's
to
not
leave.
a hot sauce.
It's not a hot sauce. All right. That's all I got to say. It's not a hot sauce. Someone said it is a smoothie.
Yes,
a
no,
fruit
it is. It's a
smoothie.
fruit smoothie.
Yeah, it's a fruit smoothie.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. All right, have fun.
I think you gotta add ice to it. It's
Gotta
gotta be a smoothie.
Yeah.
It comes out of the fridge.
I gotta admit though, that cayenne pepper kombucha, that is some good stuff.
It is
And
really
not
good.
just because it was on sale. That is something.
It's just a
kind of
bonus.
It
Can
was
it
just
go on our
bonus.
Amazon store?
I don't know.
Yeah, they can't. They can't ship kombucha stuff because I think it has to be kept cold.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know. Google that.
But didn't
We'll get back-
Wendy's
I just-
talk about shipping cold meat? Like that's literally they have refrigerated trucks.
It makes me happy though that I can look inside and just see cayenne floating around. In
Yeah,
there. Like
that
That's also fermented things.
shut up. No, it's just cayenne.
don't ruin it for 'em.
Don't ruin it for them. All right, thanks. We're out of here.
Bye.
End the stream.